What's up?
Welcome back,
Welcome
explorers.
back. It's good to see you, Nick.
Yeah, good to see you.
Hey
too.
man, thanks for sending me all that money on Venmo
Oh yeah.
yesterday. That was awesome.
I was not expecting to send you that much money, and particularly when I went to get drinks, I was like, oh shoot, I actually need to be careful with how much I spend because I know I have to Venmo.
You had a good night at Juniper
I
Moon.
did. I did.
That's great.
How did you know I was there?
For those of you that were with us yesterday, you know that the challenge from yesterday was the Save, Invest, Pay Yourself challenge.
Yep.
And that is for every dollar you spend, you are also then sending that dollar to a friend to save for you for the month. At the end of the month, that friend or accountability buddy kicks you back all that money, and you put all that money in an account, whether it be a savings account, investment account, etc.
Yep.
So today we have another challenge.
Mm-hmm.
This challenge, in my opinion, is worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Yes?
Yes.
Set the stage
At
for
least.
us.
So what we're going to do in this challenge is really bring awareness to not only the money that we are spending, quite frankly on a monthly basis, but also looking at the different ways that we can reduce the expense that we didn't think we could. So for example, the one that comes to mind, and Adam will share a little bit more, is reducing your credit card interest rate. The average credit card is anywhere between 17 to 23%, and there's actually a way that you can reduce that interest rate.
Yes.
So what are some of the other ways to save money? And
Super secret hacks. There's a lot of things that you're paying for that can be requoted on an annual or semi-annual basis. And there are things like your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, renter's insurance. It could be things like your security system, your telecom charges, charging for internet or phone. So these are the things that we're gonna have you requote. Today's challenge is the Call and Requote Challenge.
Call and Requote Challenge.
So the very first thing we want you to do is call something like your insurance provider. And if you are bundling insurance, so you have your car and homeowners or car and renters together, simply call 2 or 3 different vendors and ask them to quote a price on insurance. And what I think you'll find is pretty massive savings, because what happens for insurance companies is they buy out an area. So they're going to go in, and let's say there have been very few hailstorms in Iowa, as an example, where we're recording this. Then one property and casualty company will come in and say, listen, we love homeowners insurance, and we're going to buy this entire market by giving very, very low rates. And so you may have previously had a provider that had fairly high rates, and you can come in and maybe shave $200, $300, $400, $500 out of that just by requoting it once. Last year, I made one phone call. Guess how much I saved?
$100.
Wrong.
How much did you save?
$1,200.
$1,200.
In one phone call.
Wow.
They cut my homeowner's policy in half, and they cut my auto policy in half.
Wow. What if you don't mind sharing with the audience and listeners, explorers?
Yeah.
Briefly, how did the conversation go? What did you say? What was some of the languaging?
Yeah, great question. So what I said was I'm calling in to find out what kind of rates you have on homeowners and potentially auto, and if I get a discount for bundling these.
Gotcha.
And the person on the other end asked about who are you with currently, what kind of coverage do you have. So you'll want to know things like what is your deductible, what kind of coverages do you have on insured and uninsured motorists, and those kinds of things. But once you know that, and you can read it right off your current form, they will quote you. Out of 3 calls, my assumption is you'll have at least one that's going to save you money.
Very cool, very cool. I used to remember my dad. He would actually, I would hear him say this because he would get into this kind of tone and this dance. I was like, ooh, Dad's having one of those calls again. But he would be calling, for example, a phone carrier.
Yes.
And he would say, hey, look, I'm a loyal customer. I really want to stick with you guys. However, X company is offering a lower rate. Can you match that? Or is there anything that you can do? And oftentimes he would say, he'd come back, he'd high five me and say, hey, I just saved another $40 a month for the entire family.
Right.
And so I think the languaging is something that's super important as well. And we can definitely include that in the notes as if that'll support you.
No doubt. And if you are calling to reduce the rate on something, let's say it's something like a security system. So we pay for a security monitoring company on a monthly basis. They gave us all the equipment for free when we started with them, but the rate was relatively high every single month. Well, after about 2 years, I started getting a lot of ads for places like Simply Safe, which is only $14.99 a month. So I made one phone call to this company and I said, I'd like to cancel my service. I'm going to switch over to Simply Safe. And what they did was they transferred me over to a department called the retention department. And this is really important to note that a retention department exists in almost every company out there, right? Whether it's a credit card company or a security company. And what they're trying to do is retain you as a customer. So I got someone on the phone, I told them my situation, and I said, listen, I'm looking to switch to Simply Safe. And they said, well, tell you what, how do we keep you here? And I said, well, beat it or match it. And so they offered $19 a month, but wait, there's more.
Oh, what is it?
I was 1 month behind on the bill because I basically let a credit card lapse or something, or didn't update my expiration date.
Yeah.
And they said, well, here's the deal. We'll waive the month that you didn't pay. It'll take another month for this to kick in. We'll waive that month.
Oh, wow.
So that was about $100 there. And then immediately set in the $19.99 or $19 a month for life.
Wow.
So I think I did the math on it. I ended up saving something like $600
Wow.
by making one phone call.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing that I will share is, the context as well inside of this challenge is to really bring awareness to where you're just automatically spending money, and again, where we can disrupt that. I have a lot of clients who take on this challenge, and inside of this challenge, I'm really excited to see what opens up. I had one client who didn't realize that she was spending $600 a month on auto pay subscriptions. And one of them was like a $60 a month for a wine subscription that she wasn't even using.
Wow.
So there's a lot of money that can be saved in this challenge, and it'll also bring awareness and have you be present to where your money is going.
We'll talk about in upcoming episodes as well about how to do the credit card interest rate negotiation. You can find it in the blog post if you go to masteryofmoney.com, episode 18. We will detail exactly how to do that, but here's the trick. You are going to ask for the retention department, and you're going to say, I have an offer here from Citi or MBNA or Chase or whomever. They're offering me this rate. Can you match or beat it? I would like to stay with you, but I don't have to. I'm going to switch to this other group. And they, more than likely, 7 times out of 10, they will lower your rate, if even for 6 or 12 months.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. It's the call and requote challenge. The goal of which is save that money and then put that money to work for you. Invest it, save it, pay down debt, make it work for you instead of working against you.
Yeah, because that money's yours.
That money is yours.
Mine.
We have one more episode in the month of February. It is Frugal February. Stay tuned tomorrow. There may just be one more challenge coming your way, which is going to save you money.